Good morning, Bouzsani Collective. I'm doing a off the camera reading this morning. I woke up at like 5 something this morning and decided to do a little read, and I wanted to get into some collective Bouzsani collective energy this morning. And one of the cards that came out is achieves goals. So you can expect to achieve the goals that you've placed in your path. You can expect to magnetize on your assets. So achieves goals and assets came out today. And we got good energy, we got independent, and we got the crystal card, which is like memory and okay. Let's see what else we got for the Bouzsani Collective today. Grand opening. Somebody might be opening up a business, building their assets, whether that is physical, digital, or big boss energy. Okay, maker's class. Oh, so you might be a creative in this energy, Bouzsani Collective, or in following your inspired action to start your passion-based business, or just work your, I want to say work your move, but just work the energy in your passion-based business. You may be your own business owner or looking into starting a business, even if that is just creating content online. Growing and building your assets, you might need to look into trust services. Foes. Be careful of the foes. So you need to really take time, do your research on the people that you're getting into business with, and making sure that you're building those connections. Even setting intention for connecting with people who are going to grow with you over time. And be mindful of the energy that people are putting off, and trust your intuition when you're choosing business partners, even affiliations, and who you choose to connect with on a business. Well, you should always be choosing that in your daily life, but especially when it comes to business. Okay, because achieves goals. So expect to meet your money goals this year. Expect to meet your money goals, not this year alone, but today. Because the thoughts and action that you take now impacts the future, but really now is the present moment of now is the most powerful time. You might even need to get more comfortable with public speaking. Even though this card says parking development, which is also like a form of income, thinking outside the box when it comes to the way that you make money. But it's giving me, like a PDA system, like announcements, or a okay, so not all things, you can't share everything with everybody, baby. So learn how to keep some things under wrap. Because with the foes card right here, and then trust, services, and estate, yeah. And also with this independent energy, right, you don't need to tell everybody everything, boo. Keep some stuff under the wraps until it's ready to manifest. Okay, keep your keep your wealth, your money, what you're making, keep all that private. Nobody needs to know that type of information. The only black people in the room, peers. Okay, so it's giving me some collaborative efforts, like coming together with your peers to do some workings. And say out loud in this bitch, what did I say about the PDA energy? I knew what I was getting off that parking development card. Out loud in this bitch. Okay, what you can be allowed about is like what you're creating when you create it. Business lunch dates and first lady. Okay, so are your peers friends or foe? That matters. Cause why? What's the point? You know how they say, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. I feel like fuck that. If you're an enemy, you won't even be in my circle at all. You won't even have access to me. So there's that. First lady energy. Okay, so maybe in this energy, your significant other is the breadwinner or the money maker. It says fours. First lady. Makers class playing with big bags. Okay, so women, if you are a girlfriend, a wife, or just like a woman who has like free time on your hands, you're first lady of the family in the family order, then it's important for you to find your passion. Okay, because big boss daddy, what if he go down? Not like go down. What if something happens, like an emergency or something? You gotta step in and be able to make some money, make shit shake. You don't want to be called out, asked out. Hopefully, like he's planning for everything, having contingency and all that. But baby, having your own money is tea right now. That's assets. Is having your own thing going. So can nobody put you into no predicaments that you don't want to be in, and so you can make moves and have access and assets of your own. Okay, supporters, growing your audience. So we are talking about content creating, growing your audience. There's so many ways to make money. Like people literally have fun with their friends all day. Like this video that I saw, brothers of color, they just play all day and they make money doing that. So they make money to play all day. There's so many ways to make money out here. You just gotta get creative. Being spontaneous too helps. Neighborhood grids. So with this energy of neighborhood grids, if you are, whether it don't matter who you are, if you're a male or a woman, doing things in your neighborhood is very powerful. Like getting involved in your local neighborhood, your local community, building that support, having lunch dates and business dates with your peers to connect and do the community development thing with this parking development in the neighborhood grades, grand openings. Okay, so getting involved. If you're bored and you just need more stuff to do with your life and want to have something to fill your time, do something like that. Okay, weekly assets, direct deposits into your bank account. So if you receive any type of support from your masculine, if you're a feminine, or if you are giving support to your feminine, if you're a masculine, um, having a proper plan of contingency. First of all, you should be choosing women that for yourself that have things going, like have life going for them, have some goals in life. I mean, you don't have to always know what you want to do, but you got to be doing something. Okay, and that's just proper with this residual incomes and having a multi-million-dollar income, residual incomes, black business districts. Money so long can't even fit on the scale. So there's a lot of wealth on the table. Wealth is my present moment. What was I saying? Really, the time that matters is now. What you do now. My rich white friends with privilege and assets. So black people, we have to break the mold of not wanting to work with white people and other races, because living in the country that we live in, there's so many different demographics of people to work with. And especially when we talk about neighborhood grids and grand openings and development, that there is a lot of money on the table, a lot of money to be made, a lot of things need to change in our own local communities and neighborhoods. Even making black business districts. I know people like to pull the card, like black people just need to get over their strife and that we're not basically trying to sugarcoat and downgrade the black neighborhood. But this is why we're here, is to bring the neighborhood into the present moment, bring our communities into the present moment with this energy, expenditures, and also with this my rich white friends, white privilege energy. Black people, you need to step into your white privilege energy. I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm so serious. Step into that white privilege energy, okay? Own the neighborhood, own yourself, own your family, own your community. The plan. That's T. That's S. Infrastructure templates. Right. So what I'm saying is bringing the black community into the present moment. A lot of these neighborhoods, well, the ones that I live in with mainly black people in them, they have not been updated since the 60s, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, baby. When I look at the infrastructure, that means we got a lot of work to do. You know, that's almost what, 50 years of nothing. 50 years of past energy that needs to be brought present. What's the plan? What's our agenda? Botanical gardens. So making parks and botanical gardens, making your community beautiful and useful, making nature walks and getting outside with the air and creating the environments of beauty in your neighborhood, your local neighborhood. Oh yeah, today is Mercury Day, by the way. Wednesday. 1 second. My clipboard fell. Let me get it. Alright. So botanical gardens, the plan, infrastructure templates, regridding your neighborhoods, getting involved, letting your voice be heard and known. Physical products, having a physical product to sell in your neighborhood. That means opening up more stores and shop space in your neighborhood. Savings, beefing up your savings account, achieving your savings goals. With all the money on the table, you should be able to save and have contingency as well. Hold up. Christmas lights night ride. Oh, so this is giving me like community organizing. You know, like when the holidays, there's holidays all year round. So organizing your community, getting involved in your local neighborhood in a way where you can let your neighborhood make money too. The spirit of abundance is all around us and it's readily to be tapped into. So with the Christmas lights night ride thing, I had this one idea that, because the way my neighborhood is shaped, there's like two ways in, right? But so, and then our neighborhood is like it's almost like a circle, but it could allow for the community can make money together by making Christmas light rides, like everybody in the house in the neighborhood decorating their houses, and then allowing people to ride through the neighborhood to look at the Christmas lights and charge a small fee for community service, you know, like community organizing, so the community can have a budget to do the things that the community wants to do in the budget. So proper, easy ways, very creative, unique ways to make the community make money so you can get things done, like plant community gardens, create sidewalks, or make a basketball court, update the pool, or even stuff that people may need in the house in their neighborhoods, like AC units, appliances, helping the community help each other by being creative together. A physical products and building the infrastructure and the plan on that. Spontaneous. Okay. So long can't even fit on a scale. The black people and then spontaneous. Yeah, you gotta get creative and be spontaneous with your ideas. It says third party in saving. So with this community energy of organizing and making money, third party, getting the city involved too, getting sponsors involved, organizing, code name home. Exactly. Honestly, I feel like there should be no reason why there's a homeless people at all. So, getting involved in community advocating as well, knowing that your voice is powerful, and your voice is as powerful as a collective voice, and vice versa. The collective voice is as powerful as one voice, just depending on how you look at it. You know, we were just talking about community gardens and all. Vineyards came out, and so this is like the neighborhood coming together to have a community garden. And say you grow one thing like bell peppers, and everybody is growing bell peppers. Now you have a pepper yard, like a vineyard. They grow grapes and make wine. You grow peppers and make jalapenos. I'm just kidding you. But you see what I'm saying? You make hot sauce. You grow peppers, now you make hot sauce as a community. Okay, and with the plan energy, everything needs to be written down and organized into a structure so that you can take it to your city and get funding for your ideas. Signing bonus. Okay. Let's see. Sacred treasures. Yeah. Expenditures and sacred treasures. Expenses. Oh, sacred treasures too. And expenditures, that's giving me treasury. Learning how to manage money. So there always needs to be checks and balances. It's like even in your personal life, your personal finances and resources, you always need to have audits and checks and balances. And if you are the type of person that has an accountant and they do all your accounting and your work and your money management, then you need to get somebody to audit their ass. That's what I'm getting with that. Everything is a check and a balance. So if you have those long-term family-owned businesses that you've been doing business with for a while, then make sure you get somebody else in there to audit their ass and make sure that you're maximizing on your potential and getting the most bang for your buck. Because everything needs to change and grow, and making sure they're up to date on the services they can offer you. That's your responsibility as the money maker. Managing your money. Okay, I got smart city. Investings. Loopholers. Business deals. Adversaries. Advisors and adversaries. Exactly what I was saying. Exactly what I was saying about that energy. Addition. Yes. If you've been working the business for a while, what type of things, what kind of additions can you make to your business? How can you grow your business? How can you multiply your earnings? How can you maximize on a potential? That's like my favorite word nowadays is maximizing on the potential, baby. Abundance. We got addition, abundance, signing bonuses. So this is basically telling me that maybe you work for someone and everybody doesn't have to become a business owner, because people do need very strong, powerful people to work in their businesses if they are business owners. So I'm not going to downgrade and say that everybody needs to own their own business, but becoming a part of a team of a business that you can grow with, you're investing your life into them. Really, when you think about it, the door to prosperity is open. Myriad Heirs Club. So with this Myriad Heirs Club energy, I'm just talking about when you start your own business, there is no cap to your abundance. You know, like how they be like, okay, you could make $60,000 a year when you work for somebody, but if you are the actual business owner, there is no cap. There's no cap to the amount of money that you can make in a year or a day, for that matter. It just depends on your mindset and your magnetism to attract the right peers and groups and friends and advisors and so forth and so on. Catering, um, groundbreaking, affirmative action, agenda. Remember, like, what's our agenda? What's your agenda? What's your personal agenda? And this should go along with your personal goals as well. Atlanta skyline or your city skyline. If you live in the city or you live in the country, you live in the suburbs, what's your skyline like? Normally, okay, so skyline, let's talk about that a little bit more. So, if you live in the suburbs, your skyline probably consists of buildings that are maybe like 2 stories tall. Let's say 2 to 1 stories, maybe even 3 stories sometimes. If you live in a urban neighborhood, yes. If you live in a suburban neighborhood, you probably get some 3, maybe like 5 floors tall. If you live in like the city, but it's not like the middle of the city. You see what I'm saying? The buildings get a little taller. So that's what we're talking about, skyline, when it comes to your city skyline. We're talking about development, community development, parking developments. We're talking about money. We're talking about community voice advocacy. It says digital financial intermediaries, programs, and applications. So with this energy, I think that one of the goals that I can see for the community, even when it comes to like the United States as a whole, is deconstructing the constructs, if you will. I think it's just time, because I've been channeling a lot of the golden age energy, and with all of this abundance and wealth and people getting enlightened, people stepping away from the norms of society and stepping into their own sovereignty, that it's time for us to start um, basically owning our neighborhoods again. Okay, on paper. Get your plans on paper. Organize, communicate with your local community, even your local family. Conferences about abundance and actually bringing the city or your neighborhood or your community into the present moment. Host an event in your neighborhood. Get it catered. Get it sponsored. Trillionaires just came out on the table. Remember how I was saying that if you are a business owner, there's no cap to the amount of money that you can make. So yeah, there's millionaires. Think about how many millionaires we have. There's even billionaires, but stepping into that trillionaire title too. Okay, why not reach for the stars? Okay, and bring them down to you. Have the, like how they say, like, sometimes you can see a cloud and it can be like right there, you can see it almost like you can touch it. Bring them stars down to you, just like that. All right, what else? Elon Musk. Trillionaire. Okay, so he has trillionaire goals, baby. See, this man took his. I don't really know if he started out. I probably have to do some research on him, but I don't know if his family started out with money, but he sure did make that shit happen, didn't he? With his companies. And now he got, I like to call that rocket ship, all his rocket ships like that. That big dick energy pissing contest. What? Because I was thinking, I was channeling the energy of Austin Powers. You know, when they had that rocket ship, it was a dick flying through the sky. Girl. Okay, and what? The evil guy, Dr. Evil, wasn't he like a billionaire or something in that movie? So too with this Elon Musk energy, he is a leader in electric cars. Also in, I don't want to call it space travel, but definitely rocket. I don't know where they were traveling to. Maybe he just testing his rockets. I don't know. He can build really big shit, basically. And I was on Twitter this morning. I saw that he was at the White House and they were having some type of White House dinner. So with this trillionaire conference, Elon Musk, like, you can be the next Elon Musk. You can have Elon Musk money. Okay, getting into industry. Empowering being black. Exactly. I want to see more black trillionaires being birthed, more black billionaires being birthed. I can easily afford my lifestyle. Remember what I was just talking about with the mindset? It's all about your mindset. Okay. What's that Alice in Wonderland quote where it be like, believe in 3 impossible things per day? That's what her dad told her. Believe in 3 impossible things per day, because the impossible is very possible, and especially if you have the right mindset to receive what it is that you desire, your desired outcome, which it says goals are achievable. That's how we started our message this morning. So outer circles, terms and agreements. So you might have to work with people outside of the black community. That's what I was just saying. Don't be afraid to work with white people, y'all. Because I was once in this stage where I was like, I just want to work with black people. But sometimes working with the best person to be able to accomplish your goal is the most potent, powerful energy that you can work with. So we got terms and agreements, making sure everyone is on board. Everybody knows what the plan is, so there's no confusion. And then everybody benefiting from the plan. Because why get into business with someone if, like, that's where building trust comes into play. Is knowing who you're getting in bed with before you get in bed with them. That's powerful. So you can make sound movements, because those card sound movements just came out. The southeast corridor of the United States. So it's giving me southeast coast, like things south of Texas. So what, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. That's the southeast corridor, according to me, by the way. Salary. Let's see. We got city sponsorships. Apply. Apply your knowledge. Apply your creativity. Apply your unique individuality. Bed and breakfast and city sponsorships. The southeast corridor and sound movements. Let me see. Give me something on this bed and breakfast energy. Blah. Not blah. Okay, well, with this abundant energy on the table, there's no way you should feel like blah in this bitch. Okay, you can receive the message or you cannot receive the message. It's up to you. Communications, bed and breakfast, RCA, It's giving, because that's what I did a little, I don't know, just a little skim shot on RCA, which is a record company. They're owned by Sony. And so they're a really big company too. I feel like big companies like this, they think they're too big to fail, but nobody is untouchable, baby. Elena Tree Canopy and Wealth is My Birthright. That's the fuck right. NOLA, which is New Orleans. We got that energy coming out. Okay, speaking of New Orleans, I just feel like on a community scale, there should be no reason shit went down the way that it did in New Orleans. That was so ridiculous. And the fact that that has happened has opened my eyes to the fact that we need to have more pool in our neighborhood. So if there is a community that is mostly, well, I don't know if it's mostly surrounded by water, but that water really affected that community. So having shit on hand like boats and helicopters to lift people to safety, and having a more soundly structured community where it can be able to handle disaster, that should be on the menu for discussion for agendas, is having disaster relief readily available. So financial milestones, what's RCA have to do with it? So that's giving me like conglomerate energy. Turns out, okay, so RCA is owned by Sony, and they're affiliated in England somewhere. That's as far as I went with that. But we're talking about like trillionaire energy and Elon Musk, financial milestones and communications. So even like working closer with big corporate conglomerate companies in our fucking neighborhood. Y'all can do some community service and some give back to every neighborhood. So it's working together. Don't be afraid of these people and working with them for the greater good of the collective. So statewide and local government paid. Knowing that your power is as potent and powerful as a conglomerate or a corporate collective. Associate yourself with power. CPA, investment portfolio. It takes a team. Okay, yes, some things may take a team, but it takes strong leadership to lead a team as well. So don't negate the fact that you are powerful as well as having a team, as having an individual. I guess I needed to reiterate that again. So financial literacy. A CPA, just like I was saying with the audits, that having a CPA is cool, but you need to know what's going on in your finances as well. Don't give one company or one person the power over, and we're talking specifically about money today. So don't give somebody the power over your own money. Know what's going on. Know the X's and O's. Always. Rule number 1. We are they. Exactly. We are they. You think that one person isn't enough to make a powerful change, but we really are individually, especially a sovereign individual. Volunteer. Service providers. Investment management. My own bag. Associate. Okay. Financial me. Your financial me. A rough draft. Disposable income. I just saw that. Private equity. Artificial intelligence. I know that artificial intelligence is on the rise, but don't forget about organic intelligence. I want to stress the fact that organic intelligence is as powerful as artificial intelligence. So I'm going to leave that there. Start giving yourself back the power with your mindset. Okay, this diamond energy is standing out to me. Give me something else. Do you have anything else for the Bouzsani collective, for the people to hear? Private banking. Okay. So we're talking about conglomerates and decongestion. I wasn't going to say decongestion, but community power. Even when we talk about community power, we gotta talk about personal power. So with the we have financial intermediaries, financial milestones, volunteering, community engagement, getting involved in community, private banking, taking back those infrastructures and making them more community led, making them more purposeful led. We got real estate portfolio, contracting agreements. They say most millionaires have been made from real estate. And as a matter of fact, talking about real estate development, real estate development is one of the fields that's a very small circle that can use a little fucking shake up, if you ask me. Even the banking industry can use a shake up. Okay. Donald Trump. Private equity, contracts and agreements, real estate portfolio. Qualified immunity. And exclusive private banking. So this private banking has come out twice. So this has to do with ultra high net worth energy. Ultra high net worth energy, which is the people who have hundreds of millions of dollars at their disposal. They need more bang for your buck. Okay, so you remember how I was just talking about the cap energy? Like our local banks that's in our neighborhoods, they only insure up to $250,000 of your money. So that's right there is capping you right there. So you can't have more money insured than $250,000, then that just caps you in your neighborhood. So really looking at the neighborhood partners that you allow to do business in your area. You have that much power to dictate and say who, what, when, where, and how. We are they. Right. I want us to realize that as an individual, we are the power. As a community, we are the power. We are the city. We are the country. Okay, then I got Union Bank of Switzerland. And that's one of those ultra high network banks. But who says we can't have one of those in Atlanta? Who says that can be black owned and operated? And who says that can be a credit union? Who says that we can't become a community, not just black people, but community of people taking charge of our own livelihoods, uncapping our financial caps, and giving us a new cap. Okay. So I hope that you got a lot of good information out of this reading. It was my pleasure to provide you with a read like this morning, and to let you know that your goals are achievable and within reach, and let you awaken to the power of co-creating your reality as you see fit, and tuning your mind space, heart space into abundance, baby. Ultimately.